love in the comment section today. I'm like, thank God coffee has set in. Before we dive into all of this, have you realized somebody really thought about this swag? Most of us are right-handed, right? There is a pro tip for your live show. Go message press and sew, right? Get yourself a mug. Send every of your guests a mug. Now, I'm right-handed. I'm good with this. I would literally put it on both sides. But most of the printing companies actually only put it on this side, which means if you send your guest a mug, they usually don't see that because the logo is right on here. And we don't care that our guest sees our logo. Our guest doesn't need to see our logo. The logo needs to face the camera. So there's an unplanned pro tip for you on making sure to get swag to your guests. Make them shine on your live show and promote yourself. Cheers. No, this was not planned whatsoever. It just fit perfectly in my color scheme today. And it has been a lot of background conversation with us live streamers, with us guests, where I want you to see my brand. Yep. Totally unplanned, but that's how we roll here. Your guest knows on what show they're at. Your audience wants to see your logo, needs to see your logo. Oh, the love going on in the comments today. I love it. Hi, MB. So let's do a short little roundup because we are in episode number 4. We are going to be talking all about marketing today, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of other tools. I know we've been quite heavy on CLICKUP because we were talking about the processes and the template. What I need you to do as a live streamer, if you haven't done so yet, and MB, it sounds like you do not have the template yet, make sure right there. RSVP, there's an RSVP button in the middle of the page, right underneath my fancy face. RSVP, that also gets you into the email sequence to get the CLICKUP template, to get all the things we are talking about, and make sure you are not missing anything. And yeah, Caleb, I swear right now I could use a coffee IV. We had the CLICKUP conference yesterday. It was on fire. I swear, talk about live stream nerdgasm. This setup those guys had for the live streaming. Oh my God, I was in heaven. I'm like, can I come play? It was fun. It was so much fun. Camera Junkie, you are joking, but honestly, these are the little things we often don't even think about. If you look at every other mug, love me some easel, and see, easel actually did double. This is usually how a mug is set up. This is how a mug is printed. Nobody ever thinks about it till you run into the issue where it's like, and if you're like me and you have so many awesome mugs, you just go double-sided. But yeah, this is what I would actually do. So in case your guest is left-handed, they're still covered. But it's those things you never think about it. You never think about it till you get to the point of, why is my guest not showing my logo? Because it's printed on the wrong side. Let's fast check in on, yes. Caleb put it straight up in the comment section to make it easy for you, so you can just click on it. Make sure this is where all the templates are going to be. More goodies today, more savings in the email you get later up after this show. It'll be fun. Shout out to Gustavo, who made it over here from my Discord channel. Cool. We are talking marketing today. Now, as I showed you, there we go. As I showed you in the last video, Maybe I need a second coffee today. What are you guys drinking? Are you still on coffee or are you already on hydrating? I just finished my coffee, moving to hydrating. I digress. It's this needing coffee yet having too much coffee. I'm in this funny level today. We'll be having some really fun on this show today. As I mentioned in the past 3 episodes, Build It and They Will Come just doesn't work anymore. It's not. The market is busy. There is a lot of shows out there. We want to make sure to make your guests shine so they promote your show and make sure, let everybody know that they are going to be on your show and how to make it easy for them to do that, but also how to promote your show. So we were talking about this workflow, which, again, for everybody that hasn't grabbed it yet, right there, go grab it. You will be getting this CLICKUP template to implement, to use. It's all in there. We are coming to the piece of your live show promo, meaning getting set up and making sure that you are actually promoting your live show. And I think this is one of the biggest struggle that I've been hearing about, where it's like, oh, I'm going live tomorrow, but I haven't promoted it yet. It's like, whoops. So we're going to be talking about how you can optimize that process, make it easier for you, and really make sure you are promoting your live show, as I'm getting my notes open so I don't miss any of the goodies for you. And you get people in the door. Looking at it right now, we have all of you here in the audience, and you know that because we promoted this live show, right? Cool. Now, if you know a little bit about my story, you know that back in the day, oh my God, that was in 10 years ago. Holy moly. Nobody asked me how old I am. I started out trying my luck as a social media manager. And I realized really fast that writing social media content is not my thing. I know the technology behind it. I know the linking, the automating, and all of that. But actually writing social media content, not my strong suit. English is my second language. You put me in front of a camera, I will not shut up talking. Cool, but actually sitting down and writing content to promote my live show is painful to me. With that, we already have some help. If you remember the episode when we were talking about guest management, that form for your guests, let me open it up. Let's revisit this here for a second. When we were talking about the guest management piece, and we are asking for guests to submit their information, what we did in there, in this form, we were already asking the guest for a short description. What do they want to talk about? What questions do you want to ask them? You can use those submissions right away to build your promotional posts around it. Now, having that information helps us, yes, but that still doesn't take away from us having to write this content. Now we are coming to the first tool. My lifesaver, my godsend. I swear, Austin, you'll get what I'm talking about here in just a second. The godsend that I'm talking about is called YVI'S. If you've watched, I'm pretty sure Stephanie Lou mentioned it, it is one of our favorite tools. For the ones in the audience that do not know what YVI'S is an AI. It's an artificial intelligence, pretty much a bot that writes content for you. Now, how I approach my social media content matters what I want to do with it. And by the way, make sure you sign up because the email from today will have a coupon code for you, no, actually an affiliate link with 10,000 additional credits for YVI'S if you signed up. What I do for my marketing piece matters. There is multiple ways that we can use YVI'S to really up our game when it comes to content writing. YVI'S is also going to pop up again when we talk about repurposing everything. Today, we're talking about before the show. So part of what I use YVI'S for, first of all, is I pull that information that the guest submitted to me, you know, that short description and a couple of questions. And what I often do in that is I use that AIDA framework right there. As you can see, I worked on something else in here. I use that AIDA framework to have YVI'S generate content for me. So what I do is I take that description that the guest gave me, I put in right here its company or product name, I use the show title, I put that description of that show right in here, and then what we do is we hit that button and we wait. We'll just use a go-up holds. We'll talk a go-up holds today too, because that is another amazing tool to make our life easier. YVI'S will work its way. You always want to prove this. So what YVI'S does, it takes your content as well as online content it finds. So in this case, it's about the Agency Accelerated show, where there is a lot of topics. There is a website for this out there. There's podcasts out there, and it pulls all of that information in based on what I gave it in the product description. Now, why I use this specific framework for the show description is because the AIDA framework is a framework that builds content around attention, interest, desire, and action. Meaning you are grabbing the attention of potential viewers, you are growing that attention into interest for your show. You are then building the desire to join live, and you are bringing the attention to taking action. Don't ever forget the action at the end. Already seeing some love for YVI'S in the audience. Yes, Camo Junkie. We all love YVI'S, don't we? Tell me, have you used YVI'S before? Or hey, maybe you are one of those amazing people that actually knows how to write social media copy without a problem. I'm all for it. But also, how do you feel about this now, not having to actually go and totally write your description? You will just let the bot write your description and then clean it up. So you always want to prove. Again, YVI'S, it is a bot. It is going out there. It's going to find information. It potentially finds information that doesn't pertain to you or that is not actually valid right now anymore. It might be outdated. So always, always, always prove that place. Before we dive into the actual social media part of all of this, now that we got the description of our show taken care of, eggnog. Which gets me started. I should make some German egg liquor. Still drinking coffee over there. First or second coffee. Yeah, that whole eggnog thing sounds really good, doesn't it? Paul Duncan in the house. Hey, hey. Sweet. So let me know, are you already using YVI'S, or does it sound really interesting to you? Now, after we got this description done, and you really, again, you want to remember the keywords we built right in the beginning of what do we want to focus on in the show, what do we want to be found for, go use TubeBuddy to make sure this is all fine. There is a lot that we already talked about before. Really, really focus on your show description that you hit those keywords. Make your life easier. You are already promoting it. Make use of the advantage of keywords being used everywhere and SEO happen everywhere, and that bringing that organic traffic in too. Now, the next point when we build on this social media content creation, we have social media templates right in here. With that, there is multiple templates that I regularly use in JavaS. One of the easy ones is Content Improver. So if you already have content where you're just like, this just, it's just something is missing, use that Content Improver. Let JavaS run through and see what ideas it comes up with. One of my biggest struggles is like coming up with something. So I have a sentence started and I just hit the button and let's see what JavaS can come up with. You also have specific social media templates in here. Building a creative story to really bring in that idea of telling stories to connect with your audience. Post photo caption, engaging questions, all this kind of thing. And going back, don't get too caught up on the actual templates in here. They are all usable across use cases. As I showed you, the IDA framework is thought for product descriptions. You don't have to. It's not just that people just want to buy your candles, they also want to watch your live show. Play around with it. There is so many things in here for you to really work with an AI and not have to be sitting there and doing all of this by yourself. There we go. Yes. Lots of JavaS lovins out there. Yep. Hey, Christina. Third coffee? I think I would be going up the walls on my third coffee. And yes, JavaS is, just love it. Shout out to ECAMM Live. Okay, so we got this one done. What was I just talking about? Little pro tip right here. When you are actually prepping, this was planned. Yes, this was actually scheduled in the show. When you are building out your content for your show, when you are doing your marketing writing, your social media writing and everything, this is what productive people do. They batch. What do I mean by batching? Batching means you make it really, really easy on your brain. So we just took care of a whole bunch of written content. Thanks to JavaS, we just created the description using the IDA or using the Content Improver. We used a couple of the other templates to get the social media done and get some different posts done. Maybe even already start on the blog post with a nice little intro, get some ads for it done. We did a lot of writing. So your brain was in that writing thinking. You didn't do the writing and then you did the graphics and then you checked your emails and then you did this and then you did that. Make sure you really block out a time, half an hour in your calendar to take care of all of this written material. That will allow your brain to really just stay in that lane of writing content rather than switching from writing content to the piece of your brain that then gets creative to do imagery, that then gets creative to schedule things, to this, to that. Really approach this whole marketing piece and your whole prep for your live show in a sense where you are batching tasks, because every time you switch from one type of job, one type of thing to do for your live show to another, you put an additional strain on your brain because your brain needs to switch. And your brain actually takes up to 20 minutes to be able to take the concentration from writing content, letting that go, and then going into a more artistic mindset and working on the graphics. Got it? Cool. That is one of the pieces that we actually, I'm pulling back up the task for you, where I use a lot in CLICKUP, the time estimate. So let's dive into the task management here for a second. what we can do in ClickUp is a time estimate. So next to all of these right in here, when we open up a subtask, you can go right in here and say, okay, live show and research prep, let's just estimate this is going to take me 30 minutes. Now, if you have everything synced with your Google Calendar, you can easily move that around. When you're time batching, I have videos on that on my YouTube channel. We're not going to dive that deep into all of this today. But make sure you time estimate everything in here so you really can batch your work, stay in your zone of genius, and be productive. Cool. We got content creation out of the way. We got your time batching out of the way. We need graphics. Let's get some graphics done after I caught up on all the amazingness happening in the comment section. Oh, thanks for the shout out, Paul. Yes, go hit the like button. Send some love over. Let YouTube know you are actually learning something. And not just watch puppies on YouTube. Though puppies, we need a little break in between though, too, right? Puppies and kittens on YouTube, too much fun. Christina, you can live sub. Diving back into live soon. I cannot wait to see you back live. Been following you on Instagram. ECAMM makes it so easy. Yes, that right there. Did you guys know ECAMM has an affiliate program? Mm-hmm. And there it is. So, let's talk to your heart's desire. We are talking graphics. And if you know, you know. Graphics can be quite time consuming. Finding the right look, finding the right branding, staying on target. Often when it's an easy outsource, right? All of my YouTube thumbnails for the recorded videos are outsourced. The struggle that we are running into is really staying on target and on brand, especially when we are outsourcing things. Now, we can make this easier. You know about our brain power, making sure we stay in our lane. We now have created all of the written content. Perfect. Now it's time to make our guests shine. We have the image and their headshot through the submission. If you haven't watched the video, go back. We talked about that in the guest submission form. And then, now here comes another tool. Everybody got their pen and paper ready today because I'm throwing a whole bunch of tools at you today. All tools to make our life easier. Next tool in my tool belt to make my life really easy is easel. You just saw the mug too. Got them sitting in my background. And we have a little bit overlapping here because easel doesn't just only give you the easy templates, easy template to promote your show, but actually also look amazing online. So especially when you are starting out with your live show and you're like, oh my God, I know I can do so much, but you just want to start easy with a simple overlay. Easel has templates ready for you to go. Let's just choose one. We have guests, so let's use this one right here. And edit the design. Right there, we have a multitude of images ready for you to go for your live show overlay, where you can pop your face in, you can pop your guests in, which again means you are making your guests shine. They are all over your stuff. Who doesn't like to see their face promoted and being told how amazing they are? And that's why you invited them to your live show. Everybody loves that. Got some simple graphics overlay, got some in-between slides, all kinds of things ready for you to go. Interestingly, this is the one I use for my live show. And you can easily get started. But not only that, and this is where the scalability of your show comes in. They have the social media templates and everything going, but how we outsource to make it easy, we have team templates in here, meaning my promotional graphics for my own stuff is ready to go. I have all of the templates in here. There is the YouTube thumbnail, there is the square image, there is the story image. It is all right in here, so I easily can hand this off to my VA to get all of these graphics done without accidentally going off brand. And I still have to update my graphics in here. One of the new features that Easel came out with is you can put all of these into a collection, which means putting all of these into a collection, the thumbnail, the story image, the square image, all of my promotional image, put them into an Easel collection. I now can update one of those, tell Easel to update it all, and all of them will be updated with the same title, with the same guest name, with the same image. I just need to go through, make sure everything is aligned right. And now suddenly, rather than building 10 different graphics and spending an hour to do so, you do that all in one swoop and you are done within 15 minutes. How insane is that, right? It's so simple the moment you have built those in a collection and you just roll with it. Let me know. How are you building your graphics right now? How much time are you spending to build your live show graphics? I want to know. And yes, I love Easel for their templates because it's really, really easy to use. Yet you have high quality graphic designers behind it. So it looks like you spent a ton of money on it for somebody building those for you. And you haven't. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Canva, but I can spot a Canva template from a mile away. There is something about Canva templates that just, I don't know, it doesn't speak to me. But there is also the point of use the tool that works for you. As long as you are with the tool, there's things I still do in Photoshop. We want to make sure it is really, really easy and simple for you. Now for me, having a collection of images ready to go, not having to think about, do I have the square image? Do I have the story image? Oh, I forgot the thumbnail. Pinterest? Do I need something else? What else is missing? That brain power right there, having a collection ready to go in Easel and just click the update button and all of them are getting updated, priceless. Priceless. Now, we talked about the piece of writing your content. How are you feeling about writing your content now that you've seen YVI'S? We also talked about the graphic design. And in our, let me pull up the template. In our CLICKUP template that you hopefully have downloaded already, if not, go RSVP. I always point in the wrong direction. Go RSVP over on the website. You'll get everything. Now, we went through the live show research and prep. We also went through the speaker prep on making sure you have everything from your speaker, which is a big piece on promoting this right here because you're going to ask them for the description and some questions to build your run of show, to build your graphics, to build your posts. Now, in that live show promo, as you can see, there is a checklist of, do you have your image story version? Do you have the square version? Do you have the thumbnail? Easel now suddenly makes this really easy for you. Use YVI'S to optimize your description, then use YVI'S to write the announcement post, which is where we use the ADA framework. I showed you all of that. And then moving into Easel to really create your graphics and get the visual component ready together with your written component. I'm like, cool, Yvi. I got all of this done. We got the content written, was really easy with YVI'S. We got all the imagery done. Easel made that really easy too, because we just used the collection and updated everything. But what now? What are we doing with this now? It's like it's sitting around. Now I'm just going to wait to just go in there every day and just post it. No, we are not posting native. If you're posting native and you have to remind yourself, go on your phone, go make sure you post this and it goes out, and being able to reach people and doing all the things, no. We don't have time for that. We don't have the brain power for that. Here comes your next batching. The first batching was creating your written content. The second batching was going into creative and building all of your creative assets. The third is going to be scheduling. And here's another point in this process where you easily can outsource. The moment you have this workflow laid out and you know exactly the schedule and how you want to do all of this, you can start assigning just a simple VA in your CLICKUP. Assign them to those tasks, because all you need to do is grab yourself, switching over to screen share, you grab yourself a tool like AgoaPulse. AgoaPulse is my personal favorite and my client's favorite, simply because you also have an approval process in here. So there's two things happening. In our case, because you are not running a team of, 15 people and having to schedule for 120 clients or something, I like to do everything right here in CLICKUP. Somebody send me a second coffee, please. Right here in AgoaPulse. For my bigger agency that work with a lot of moving pieces, I like to get graphics reviewed and approved in CLICKUP. There is a way for that. I have a video on that in my YouTube channel. If you are running that big a live show, or if you are moving into being a live stream producer, that might be the better way for you to really approve your graphic assets and posts. For us right here, the content is written, the images are ready. What you do is either way yourself or have your VA do this, is going into AgoaPulse and then either way publish single post or bulk publish, so you can upload an Excel spreadsheet with all of that information. And rather than just scheduling it when you want to outsource this, you actually, let's fast put some test in here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Switching over to Facebook. And then rather than actually scheduling this, everything, the whole post is getting set up, ready to go, all the things. And then you assign this, or your VA assigns this to you to prove the post. So I know this was a whole bunch of stuff. I love the outsourcing piece of this. What happens in here? Your VA grabs all of the pieces, gets the post ready, gets the post pre-scheduled, and then assigns it to you in AgoaPulse for you to prove the whole thing, make sure everything is how you want it, and be like, done, approved, it's getting scheduled whenever it's supposed to go out. This is the main and biggest plus point for me why I love AgoaPulse, because it has this approval process included in here, which means you can keep an eye on what your VA is doing, which also means you can save a lot of money. You do not have to have, quote, a social media manager VA. You already built all of that. So rather than you spending hours pre-scheduling all of your posts, you go send a VA all of this content, have them pre-schedule it and assign it to you for you to just read it through, make sure everything is fine, and you approve it, and it gets fully scheduled. Till you approve it, nothing goes out. Now, if you're doing everything yourself, we still keep it easy. Because what happens is if we just grab the description from today's show. We'll grab the description. We go into our publish. We just publish a single post. And plugging in the content, we have a URL in here, so it's actually pulling the images from that. I can post to more social media platforms than just one, all in one sitting. Because all I do is I don't just choose the Instagram one, I also chose the Facebook one, and we should post this to LinkedIn too, and Twitter, not YouTube, because YouTube doesn't allow us to post straight to the community. We need to do that manually. And then what I do is I switch through these platforms. Do not. Okay, hold on. This needs to be full screen. Do not post all of your hashtags you're using on Instagram, on Facebook. Please don't. These tools, Agora polls, is making it so easy for us to schedule to Instagram, to Facebook, to Twitter, whatever it is, optimize these posts pertaining and following best practices for that specific platform and getting those out. Okay? Cool. Let's go back. When we are in here, you already can see there is a big red exclamation mark on Twitter. Let me guess. We probably went over the amount of characters that we are allowed to use. Cool. Not a problem. I am not going to put any much brain into this right now. I'm just going to show you what happens when we actually meet the character count. Right? You need to shorten the post so it fits into what Twitter allows us to do. Cool. Twitter is cleaned up. Done. Let's check LinkedIn. Looks good. Instagram, it pulled an image from the website. You should use your actual square image. So, best practices. But we also don't have any hashtags in here. So you know, okay, let's replace this with the actual square image we have. I'm not going to pull it right now. And we need to add the hashtags because that's how Instagram works, right? So we clean this one up. Cool. And we clean up the Facebook one. Looks great. And then we just schedule the whole thing. Now suddenly I scheduled 4 posts all at the same time. Rather than going in and being like, okay, we need to post over on Instagram and we need to post on Facebook and we need to do this here and we need to do this there and this one. Did I? You can schedule 2 stories on in Agora polls too. The only thing you have to do is when we do that, you need to send it to your phone. So there is a little button when you are in Instagram that says send to mobile. So any carousel posts or stories you need to just send to mobile. It pops up on your phone and you then can share it. And I'm not screen sharing, so you don't see the button. Right underneath the post, you get the send to mobile. So that is your capability right in Agora polls to be able to schedule something like stories as well as carousel posts. Cool. How's everybody doing out there? I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you today. All sounds good to you? All makes sense? We got the written content done. We got the graphics done. We got the scheduling done. You can schedule your Instagram story. The nice thing is once you scheduled your Instagram story, it pops up on your phone. You can use your Instagram features and stories, meaning you can set the countdown timer to it. You can set tags to it. You can set the links to it. You now have these YouTube links, the links in Instagram that you can link over to YouTube, where we don't need that swipe up feature anymore and people can just click the button and they are straight up in your live show. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good to me. Really easy and simple. Now I have a bonus tip for you. Here is one thing that I do with my live show. And nobody else has seen this yet. My live show on Wednesday afternoons is a public office hour. I'm talking about a lot of CLICKUP. I'm talking new features that come up, things we talked about in the Discord channel. It's a community effort, that live show. Now, there are some people that are VIP members of mine that actually can join the live show, that can ask their questions live on the show, that can come on. But you also can do the same thing if somebody says, I want to get an email. I want to know when you are going live. I don't just want to hope that YouTube sends out a notification or Facebook does. No. I want you to have my email, and I want to be on an email list that allows me to know exactly when you are going live every single time. And how you can do that, probably possible in other email newsletter providers too. I personally use Encharge.io, where I have a specific flow going on, and we're going to talk about this even more in the automation episode that we are talking about. So make sure you are on ECAMM'S list, right? What happens here is when my VIP members say, yep, love Yvi, I want to support you, they're getting into an email sequence that is built out to, first of all, welcome them, and then pretty much run them in a circle. They're not doing anything else. They're just running in circles, where I have a standard email in there that's so broad, but based on when I go live, which reminds me, I got to update that. We've been playing around and testing live show times. To email them and say, hey, by the way, don't forget, we are going live today. You can come on if you want to join me. Here is your link to join me live on the show. Now you can do the same thing as a VIP list with your members. Do you want to get an email notification when I go live? People say, yep, put me on that list. Make sure you clean up your list though. You only want to put people on there that said, yes, I want to be notified when you're going live. And set up an email automation that sends them an email and reminds them, hey, I'm going live in 15 minutes. You're going to come join me. Now, I want to know from you, are you already running a live show? Or are you just starting out with a new live show? What are you talking about? What's happening in your live show? And how do you feel about marketing your live show now that it's this easy to take care of written content? Jarvis really makes this easy. To build your graphics, look amazing, be on brand every single time. No worries about which hex color is that and does that fit. We get the templates ready, so your graphics are really, really easy too. You then pre-schedule everything in a Go Uphold so it goes out perfectly timed for your live show. Now suddenly marketing your live show is really not that difficult anymore, is it? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. I see you watching. And with that, whoever might not have gotten that template yet, we've been talking in the past shows while I wait for potential questions. We've been talking about the whole process of getting your speakers on. There we go. Having your wish list, getting your speakers on. We are now talking about the scheduled piece of, yes, we got all the speaker information. Everything has been scheduled. Everything is ready to go. We now need to take care of all of the social media. And then moving into our social media piece right in here. And what happens in here on this project management piece right in CLICKUP. As I said, if it's the promotional anything, we often handle it straight up in a Go Pulse. Our VA builds the content in there, gets that done, fine. If you are a live streaming producer and you want to take this up another notch, this is how a lot of my live streaming producers or social media manager for live streaming producers handle things. We have 3 lists in here. We got the social media ideas, meaning this is the take how I want to promo the show. What's the rough idea? What's that one thing that I'm really excited about? You note those in here. This is my takeaway, and we will be talking about this on the repurposing side too. This is where a lot of the repurposing happening is too. We then have custom fields in here to decide which account is that even going to. Are we posting this to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn? Is this going to be a scheduled post, meaning it goes out once on a specific time and date? Or is this going to be an evergreen post? So when we talk in the next episode about repurposing all of this and how we handle that, this is where you would say, hey, this is an evergreen post. Amazing quote we used right in here. Let's just reuse this to keep going and driving traffic back to our show. What content type is that? Are we promoting the speaker? Is this a collaboration? Is this just a mindset thing? Something amazing your speaker said where it's like, okay, maybe we want to think about this a little bit different. Those kind of things for you to really easily and visually see what's happening with this. And they are just moving between ideas in the works and then scheduled of being able to see where your team is at and where they're working with your content in CLICKUP. Whew, that was a lot today. A whole bunch of tools. Let me know in the comment section, what are your favorite tools? Are you still using Photoshop? Are you using Canva? Are you using easel? I've seen a lot of Java's love in the comment section. Let's jump back and make sure I have not missed any of the comments. Okay. Yes. This is one of the things that most of us run into. So Tana Solit says, great point, a list would make things easier and organized. Correct. One of the biggest struggles, especially solopreneurs have, is that brain power piece. Meaning we have so many things going on. We have so much stuff that needs to be done to really promo your live show. You should not be wasting time on figuring out what needs to get done. Again, you already have a great starting point in the template. There's already checklists in there of you need this image, you need that image, do this, do that, do here. But as I already mentioned in batching, our brain needs time to process and figuring things out and switching in between. So when you are working, not just even for your live show, but for everything, have checklists ready. You wouldn't believe how much time I've wasted in the beginning, and I've built so many websites. It's all the same. It's just different content plugging in. Because I didn't know, did I do this? Didn't I do this? Do I still need to do this? Do I have this asset? Do I know this? Where is that? You really want to make sure to eliminate putting that kind of strain on your brain, because your brain trying to catch up and those milliseconds of trying to figure out what you still need to do is going to add up really, really, really fast and make you less productive and sidetrack you, and suddenly you are researching something rather than really promoting your live show. We got that. Sweet. And make sure affiliate ECAMM, because ECAMM is just a freaking damn amazing program to go live, because this is why I look so fancy today. Because I get to go live with ECAMM and do these kind of things to make sure you are signed up. Pulling in these live show overlays into ECAMM is really easy. I know ECAMM has a lot of resources to make all of this happen. So make sure, get your ECAMM account in case you haven't. But who hasn't? I even switched to Mac just to use ECAMM. Okay, got that. Yes, a lot of amazing tools. So the email today will have the link to YVI'S. It will also have the link to Easel. It will also have the link to ECAMM, because all of this is brought to you by ECAMM. They want you to be your best self when going live. If you sign up, you also get the CLICKUP link as well as the AgoaPulse link. And AgoaPulse was nice enough to give everybody that uses their affiliate link 2 months free. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Love it. Next week, we will be talking about repurposing. So just as much as we have put effort into marketing our show, again, because build it and they will come simply doesn't work, you want to make sure that you are getting the most out of your episode. We don't just want to go live and then not do anything without it. You want to be sure to pay your bills, have fun, get more guests on your show. So repurposing is an essential piece of your marketing efforts for your live show. Repurposing will allow you to showcase your guests, show what amazing people you have, grab tidbits out of it, build blog posts, drive traffic to your website, get new clients, all of the things. So make sure you are there next week when we are talking repurposing. I'm again going to get really, really nerdy with you to make sure we are hitting all the keywords, we are hitting all the SEO, we are making all the things, but I'm also going to give you the tools to make this easier. And as ECAMM'S says in the audience, I love how you guys are on my show. Next week, we are talking repurposing, which is such a huge, important topic if you're spending your time creating content and live streaming. As we mentioned in the past episode, yes, it takes a lot to get comfortable and hit that damn button. But you don't just want to waste your time and just go live. We want to make sure you get the best and the most out of your live show. With that, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next week. Same spot, same time, Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. on ECAMM'S YouTube. Make sure you grab the RSVP so it's in your calendar and you don't miss out on it, because again, we are going to be nerding out a lot next week. And I'm going to show you how you can turn one single live show in, I don't even know, 50 different pieces of content. Actually, it's unlimited pieces of content. It literally just comes down to how many pieces of content do you want to create, how much exposure do you want to build, and on how many different platforms do you want to post it. I'll see you next week. Thanks everybody for joining me. Fun as always. Bye everybody.